Louisiana Beer Reviews, Bohemia Regent, traditional Czech beer. This is from Trebon in the Czech Republic, and it's a premium Pilsner, 5% alcohol, and the brewery has been in business, mostly in business. They had a few problems during wartime, since 1379. The Kingdom of Bohemia. What we call the Czech Republic today, up until 1918, was the Kingdom of Bohemia, which was part of Austria, the Austrian Empire. The Habsburg Grand Duke of Austria, the Austrian Emperor, is also the King of Bohemia. And they're showing different medals here. But I don't know if they actually won these medals. They're hard to make out. It says Leopold, the Belges, that's Queen Victoria, I think, yeah, Victoria. That looks like Francis Joseph. Alright, so canned, Douglas sent this to me from Virginia. He bought this on a road trip, and he said that he hadn't seen cans before this year. So they're showing the brewery in the background there on the back of the can. It's a taped on paper label. Pivovar Kulturní Bohemia Pamatka Regent, České republiky. The Bohemia Regent Brewery is one of the oldest in the world and is one of the cultural heritage landmarks of the Czech Republic. The brewery was established in 1379 in the castle of the southern Bohemian town of Trebon. It remains independent and family-owned after 600 years while still strictly adhering to traditional Czech brewing methods. So 5% alcohol. They don't list the IBUs, probably not high. So the ingredients are artesian well water. That's where our drinking water comes from too here, artesian well. So artesian well water, barley malt, hops, and yeast. No corn, no rice. Pasteurized, served chilled. This is a half-liter can. Imported by Ancient Craft Imports, Paxico, Kansas. And I was looking at their website also. Okay. Got a good Best By date, guys. Now Douglas did send me a bottle once of a different Bohemia Regent beer. It was the 500 milliliter bottle, but everybody's going to cans now, as you know. A lot of beers these days you can only get in cans. Or a draft, maybe. Okay. The sky is clearing up. The clouds are going away after the big rainstorm last night. Slightly off-white head. Now the appearance is sort of transparent, but there's a lot of haziness in there. There is haziness, and there's an abundance of fine particulate matter, so you can see it roiling around with the ascending bubbles. This is not the most filtered beer. I love a good Pilsner, German or Czech, doesn't matter. All right. I'm saying IBUs aren't high, but they might be around 30. Actually, it should be around 30, 33. Smells like a biscuity, malty, crackery product. That's mostly the aromas, biscuit and or cracker. Let's go with the taste. Cheers. Now there are some video reviews for this. A few, not too many. Yeah, okay. I was saying not too high. But they're probably 2.5 out of 5 hop cones, maybe 2, because you get that grassy bitterness from the noble hops. Gives it a good character. So yeah, I'm thinking 30 bitterness units, which is approaching some of the modern IPA bitterness units. That's a different story. Medium body, dry finish, sweetness. 2 out of 5 sugar cubes, so it's a balanced beer. Now, I guess Pilsner Urquell is still the greatest Pilsner in the world, the original and the greatest. And that comes in at only 4, I believe it's 4.4%, so it's very low alcohol. Now they have some beers they call Pilsners, they're like malt liquor Pilsners from Europe. They're at 6%. Elephant, Carlsberg Elephant, they claim is a Pilsner at 7.2. They used to call it a malt liquor, and then they decided that now it's a Pilsner, but it doesn't really have Pilsner characteristics. It has some wonderful characteristics, as if they called it a strong Euro lager or that kind of thing, but and then there's the one we don't get here, this Carlsberg Elephant Super, 10%. It might even be a 12% are out there. Those are not going to be Pilsners. They're Euro strong lagers. Or high gravity lagers. I love the grassy note. I love the biscuit. So, but like I was really trying to make the point of what Pilsner is the best. I don't know. Pilsner Urquell, I guess, but there's so many great ones. Staropramen. I had the original Czech brewed one. I found it in New York City once, in Manhattan. Found, let's see, so Carlsberg, Danish Pilsner, doesn't really come across so much like a Pilsner. Don't even mention Miller Lite. They say a fine Pilsner beer. No, it might be a fine light beer, but a Pilsner beer, no. Not with its total lack of bitterness, grassy or otherwise, in its use of corn syrup. That's insult to use that term, Pilsner. Bohemia Pilsner from Mexico, same thing. It's a tasty beer, but I can't. I don't see that, you know. And plus, they're using the masa corn, the Mexican corn flour, so. Corn starch or some form of it. But you got the Veltins from Germany. I've had that. I can still find 4-packs. Price has been climbing. This, I think Rebel, they call that. Pilsner from the Czech Republic. There's another one called Czech Pilsner, I think, that Douglas sent me. The name, Czech Pilsner. Koenig Pilsner is great. Koenig. Bitburger Premium Pils is wonderful. Flensburger Pils is fabulous. I'm probably forgetting to name about 20 more. Radeberger is fabulous. So, cheers to the Czech Republic, the original home of Pilsner, 1842. But it wasn't called the Czech Republic back then. It was called the Kingdom of Bohemia, within the German, part of the German Confederation. And this town, Trebon, was also part of the German Confederation, you know, until 1866. But there was a war that broke out called the 6 Weeks' War. And that area was expelled from the German Confederation, along with Austria. And anyway, the German Confederation after that was dissolved, and a new empire was formed called the German Empire, headed up by a northern state called Prussia, headquartered in Berlin. They said that the brewing operations were interrupted during World War II. You could imagine that, especially probably around 1945. They may have had some brewing before that, but things were so disrupted by 45 with the Soviet invasion and the German expulsion. You know, there's too much chaos. Maybe have actual fighting in the town. So yeah, so it was Kingdom of Bohemia to 1918, then Czechoslovakia, 1918 to 1938. And then it became Czechoslovakia, and then in 1939 the Germans invaded, and it was annexed as a protectorate of Bohemia and Moravia under German occupation. They might have still been brewing though, because Germans liked to drink copious amounts of beer, and still do, so did the Czechs. I like this head is more white than off-white though. It's just the way the sun was shining, and I love the heavy lacing. And then the Soviets invaded, occupied the area, came under communist control in 1948, and communist government, and then they were disrupting everything. And I don't know if the brewing quality had gone down real bad. It might have, may not have. And then in 1990, after the communists were thrown out in Czechoslovakia, then they started returning it back to family ownership. But the Czechs and Slovaks didn't really ever get along too well, so you know they split the country in half in 1993, January 1st, 1993. Czech Republic, Bohemia, Moravia, and Slovakia going its own way. But they make some good beers too. Yeah, like the Golden Pheasant. That's a Pilsner, right? From Bratislava, Pressburg. It used to be called Pressburg under Austrian control, but Bratislava. That's a good one. Golden Pheasant, if you can find it. So anyway, what's the score here? You know the score is going to be so very high. Thank you, Douglas, because I would never have seen this around here. We just do not get, aside from Pilsner Urquell, you know, we don't get any Czech beers around here. We just don't. Maybe we get a few at like the Red, White, and Brew, but is Krusovice Czech? But they're so sky high, and I don't know. I don't think we really get any here and there. Same with Polish beers. He could get a lot in New Jersey, just like these Czech ones, but nah. Polish beers, forget it. We don't get that. For the most part, no. All right, so Les Bon Temps Relais, I'm going to go with a 95 out of 100. 9.5 out of 10. I know Untapped saying a 63. No way. No way it's a 63. Beer Advocate only had a few check-ins, so it doesn't even register, but it's a 95. 9.5 out of 10. A wonderful Pilsner beer from a legendary independent brewery in Central Europe, and I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Třebíč, Czech Republic, and take a brewery tour.